Hi, I'm Art Bergeron, and welcome to this installment of Frank and Mary here in Westborough. As you know, if you've seen the show before, my day job is as an elder law attorney. I do nothing but elder law, and I'm at Myrick O'Connell, and we're right here in Westborough. But this is not, the show is not about elder law. It's about my friends, Frank and Mary. Whenever I do my presentations, I talk about Frank and Mary, whose goal in life is to live in their house until they die and be buried in the backyard. And if that's you, that means you want to stay right here, right in Westborough, and you want to have a good time while you're here. So you really should be interested in our guests today. So everybody knows Shelby Marshall, who just got off of the trail someplace off of Mount Katahdin in Maine. And so her apologies, because her hairdresser is not here with her to kind of help her out on this. So Shelby, whom do we have today?
Yes. Well, thank you, Arthur. Great as always to see you and to connect with our guests out in Westborough. So our guest today, we have Matt Griffith, and our new PGA Pro for the Westborough Golf Club, and Jennifer Kirkland, our Director of Recreation. So welcome.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. So, Arthur, I asked Jenn.
So Shelby, have you been on the links this morning? Is this the issue? Is you broadcasting from the 7th hole or something? No.
You know, I wish. Actually, I thought about doing a remote show, but actually, I was in my family caregiving role, which is where I'm coming from, which is why I'm sitting. Which is why I'm sitting in the car, because life is about juggling.
Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, right. Don't tell. That's right. We've all got that. We've all got our day jobs. So.
Right. So yeah, so I wanted to ask Jenn and Matt to be our guests. Over the past several years, Westborough as a town, through the Westborough Country Club Operating Committee and through our Recreation Department, there have been many discussions that evolved such that the golf course has gone through a number of changes. So and that sort of is both in terms of the how the club operates and how we manage the club, to some of the more kind of exciting and fun things. So down to kind of the basics of business, we used to have a country club operating committee, and we would contract out professional golf services like the pro and who managed the carts and all that, as well as maintenance. So, you know, tees and mowing and all of that. We still do the latter. So Mike Hightower still provides those services and continues to keep our course in amazing condition. But recently, Jack Negosian, and Jenn, you'll have to tell us how many years and all that, so I'll leave the details to you. Jack officially retired after many, many years of service to the town. And the town looked at that as an opportunity to incorporate the golf course into what is a beautiful natural fit into the recreation department. So that creates lots of opportunities that I've invited Jenn and Matt to come and talk about. So Jenn, anything else you'd like to add in terms of those changes?
Great, thanks. Yeah, Shelby, you nailed it. Jack was the pro at the golf course for, I believe it was 30 years. And before that, his dad was the pro. So really he was the Westborough Golf Course. And back in 2017, with Jack's retirement looming in the distance, a group got together and tried to decide what was the best use for that golf course. What is the path forward now that there's going to be this big change? And they had come out of that group with the decision that the new pro would be a town employee and the golf course would fall under the rec department. And so with Jack leaving, that was a huge transition, but we also made a really big change over to electric golf carts, which may on the surface not sound like a big crazy deal, but it really was. From going from gas to electric, we had to do a lot of electrical work in the barn. So all the while trying to find a golf pro that would be able to just really hit the ground running. And after, you know, trying for a little bit and maybe not succeeding, we didn't have the right candidate. Jack actually stayed on for the first half of this year to help us get going, which we were so thankful for. And I'm glad we waited and we didn't just settle, because we found Matt and now he has really hit the ground running. He knows what he's doing. He is great. He can talk about his experience, but that's sort of where we're at.
So Jen, I know that one of the items, so thank you for bringing up the electric golf carts, because that also aligns with the community's Sustainable Westborough's initiatives. It aligns with our climate action plan that the town is supporting. So that's all, for the positives. So one of the opportunities kind of being under the rec department, I think that I would love for you to touch on is a lot of the residents kind of say, great, we've got this golf course and it's a beautiful asset that is well maintained and we've got lots of activity. But what are we going to do about it like in the winter? And how could, so what opportunities do you see for the rec department that Frank and Mary might be interested in, or their grandkids might be interested in, kind of in the off season? Have you contemplated some of that?
Yeah, and actually Matt already has some really great ideas, but you may or may not know that facility is known for its sledding. So when there's enough snow, kids love to go sledding. So we have talked about even just doing a sled and s'more day. And if we're able to, maybe even opening up the golf shop, maybe you sled for 30 minutes and then you come in and maybe meet with Matt, and Matt can kind of make, talk about your golf game, or kind of maybe introduce some kids that have never played golf, just kind of get them excited about the upcoming season. In the future, we are hoping that we'll be able to have a golf simulator in the clubhouse, so that you'll be able to actually play real, sort of semi-real golf in the off season. So lots of ideas. Matt's got tons of them, a lot of energy. So I'm really excited for what's to come.
Great. So let's, I guess then let's transition over to Matt. Matt, welcome to Westborough.
Excited to be here very much. It's been a very fast 2 months already.
Well, and you came at the right time, because most of the rain stopped for your arrival.
Oh, it's been such a crazy year this year for weather. It's tough to get a consistent rhythm going when every other day it's raining.
Right. So Matt, first, a little bit about your background. So what's your professional golf experience? Why do you like golf, and what attracted you to this opportunity?
I'm a rare person.
What's his handicap?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played golf in about 13 months, so who knows what I would actually try to shoot right now. But I kind of fell into golf. I was from a very small town in Virginia. I was telling Jenn last night, I only had 70 people in my graduating class. So, I mean, it was real tiny. And I had a baseball scholarship to go play in college, and injured my shoulder. Long story short, I was going in Myrtle Beach to school in Myrtle, and I lost my scholarship. So I got a job as a cart kid working on the weekends, and fell in love with the golf business. I'd never touched a club before in my life. So I was like, oh, I can see myself doing this kind of thing. This is fun. My mom and dad were both teachers, and my dad was a coach. So I've been around coaching all my life. I love to coach. And so I found a golf instructor. I got hooked, and I turned pro when I was 19.
Great.
Doing it ever since, 25 years.
Awesome.
So I literally fell into the game.
That's great. And so this is a little bit of a different, being part of Westborough as a town employee. It's a little bit of a different model than and maybe not kind of the traditional track of a PGA golf professional. Background story, Matt. I played a lot of golf post college. Actually, some people don't know this, contemplated going pro myself, and decided it wasn't for me. But I spent winters in Florida and Arizona, and had some amazing experiences, met some amazing folks. But the life of a golf pro, most folks think, okay, it's a private golf course and country club and all of that. It's a little different being part of a municipality. So how's that adjustment been for you?
It's been great, actually. When you really boil down to it, no matter if you're at a high-end private club, municipality, resort, it's all about taking care of customers, and everybody wants to come out, have a good day. No matter what they pay, they still want to have a good experience. So as long as you treat it that way, everything kind of takes care of itself. And
So
that's
let's,
kind of what I believe in. I want to make sure everyone has a good experience. They leave the place saying, man, that was just such a fun day. I
sure.
don't care whether you're paying $3 or $300. I want to try to give that same experience.
So if Frank and Mary haven't played Westborough's golf course, what can they expect when they come in? Is there from what's that experience? The bag service, cart service? Tell them a little bit about the course. Walk us through that experience. Sell us on
And
Westborough.
when they go to town meeting and they see, like on the budget, there's this golf pro on the budget. That's got to be a first, Shelby. I bet there is. If there's another town in Massachusetts that has a golf pro as a line item, I'd be surprised. That's very exciting. But yes,
Natick.
Frank and Mary are going to be really interested in meeting you and talking to you. This is a big deal. Right?
Yeah, and the service aspect is definitely something that I'm going to start increasing. Right now, when a golfer comes in, they come into the golf shop and greeted. We have the cart sitting right there if they want to use one. But it's also a very easy course to walk once you get up the first hill. A lot of people look at that hill and get a little intimidated, but once they get up that first hill, it's pretty good. So we have a lot of people that walk, and I think that's a good thing. Because the more people that walk, they're getting exercise, they're having having that part of their day even better. And 9 times out of 10, it's a pretty gorgeous walk when you're walking around a golf course. So we're working on some things to really enhance that customer experience from the moment they step foot out of the parking lot to the moment they get back in their car and leave. So there's a lot of things that we're working out, especially for next year. Because this year, what's been good about coming in halfway is I've been able to just kind of observe, see how everything flows. Then over the fall and winter, really make some good changes and come into 2022 flying pretty high.
And
One thing, because Matt, just one thing,
No, go
because
ahead.
Matt won't talk about himself. Just what I've seen when I've been up there is talking about the experience. One thing people used to say about Jack was that he was so invested. He was always there. He knew everybody. I can just say Matt in his short time is always there as well. And you would never know that he's brand new. Every time I've been there, he's greeting people by their names. One thing that he has started to do as well that we've talked about, even I talked about it with Jack, is he'll go out on the course and kind of ride around, just check in on people. Hey, how are we doing? I know on some of the warmer days that we've had, he's been out there just making sure people are hydrated. So I think little things like that go a long way. And he's already started to do that stuff. Not that Jack didn't. Jack was awesome, everyone, but that was a big worry. People felt taken care of by Jack. And I think that over time, Matt has already displayed that he's just as invested in the people that come through those doors as Jack was.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt the transition, and it's no secret across town, the transition from a 30-year pro, there was a lot of trepidation around that. There was a lot of angst around it. People were worried, is it going to be the same? And yet, I think that there was a desire, and I don't mean this in any negative way toward Jack, there's an opportunity here, and Westborough needs to sort of modernize its golf course if we're going to be competitive. And so, Arthur, to your point, this is a town asset. It's a beautiful town asset. It was given as open space. It must remain open space in recreation, obviously. But it also, there's a cost to maintain it. And most, when we think about taxes, we think about roads, and we think about, certainly recreation department and schools and all that. We don't necessarily think about taxpayers paying for supporting a golf course, right? Because it's for, it's not for everyone. I mean, not everyone plays golf, meaning it is for everyone, but not everyone plays.
Yes,
so,
but they will.
Yeah, right. So, but one of the things I think is important about this is, Jen, can you talk a little bit about the operating budget and how that works, so folks understand kind of high level inputs and outputs of how this works?
Yes, and I'm still learning myself, but we operate on an enterprise fund. So the goal of the golf course is to sustain itself. We don't want to ask the taxpayers for anything. So that is our goal. And for this past fiscal year, we are actually going to be able to cover all of our operating costs and be able to fund a capital piece of equipment. So our plan moving forward is not to just sit back and, you know, put this on the taxpayer. It's definitely to program, to keep promoting the course, like Shelby had mentioned, to bring some new technology in, some new ideas, so that we can continue to be self-sustaining and really only come to the taxpayer, you know, when absolutely needed.
Right. So Jen, oh, go ahead, Arthur, go.
I was just going to say, but now from Frank and Mary's perspective, who have not been on the course before, and they had never done it. And this is kind of like an ad really to everybody to say, well, you know, this is a new chance to just kind of look at this. So from their perspective, what would it mean to walk onto the course and want to play? You know, do they pay an admission fee? Is there some kind of an annual fee? Is there equipment that is there that they can rent? Can they buy things? You know, and I don't know in what order you're taking any of this, but I think that would be just really useful for a lot of Frank and Marys who are going, the golf course, you know, because they maybe never thought about it because it was always there, but this is a good time to have them really think about it, because there's this new face, you know, and it was kind of really, you know, kind of saying, maybe let's try this out.
Yeah. Matt, do you want to take that, or do you want?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so we have green fees that if you're not a member, which I'll go into in a second, that you can pay. So if you don't want to commit yourself to a year long of playing the same golf course, which is very popular now. A lot of people don't want to limit themselves just to playing one golf course. They want to be able to travel and see their friends. So you could just come and pay a greens fee. And those green fees range anywhere from, 19 to, 42, depending on time, how many holes you play, things like that. Then if you want to take a golf cart, it's an extra fee because, those are obviously a nice expenditure that we have to put out there. So we got to have some revenue for those. We will have some clubs and, stuff for them to buy. And, I'll always be here to let them know, always driving around lessons, clinics, give them a little tip here and there, trying to make their experience better. And, so it's really good for anybody to play. Even if you've never played before, there are times of the day you can get out there and enjoy yourself. Or if you're a diehard and you want to get up at, 5:30 in the morning, you can do that as well. So we pretty much see every type of golfer here, which is good because it gives us something to build on.
And Matt, so appreciate the greens fees. Talk a little bit about membership, please. And I know there are different types of memberships.
Yep, there are many different types of memberships for resident, non-resident, junior exec, family, junior, so it really is a wide variety of people that we can fit in under, depending on how much they want to play and when they want to play, which is good for members. It's good for the golf course because that's always steady revenue, and members are, always take a little bit of ownership in the golf course because they always like to feel like it's their club. So they always want to go above and beyond, whether it's fixing ball marks, divots in the fairway, things like that. And that's an industry issue. So we all try to get better at that. But members of the golf club really want to see that stuff done. So it's great to have them. And
Drives me crazy.
You have to be a member at the beginning of the year. We can if you come in August, we have prorated rates. Okay. So there's a lot of ways to fit in. You don't have to do it just by X date.
And are those rates, candidly, I don't recall, are they posted on the golf club website, or?
Yes, they are posted on the website. Anyone can always give me a call, send me an email, ask me about specific things, even if they just want to sit down and meet with me about, what we can do, member tournaments, how everything runs. It's the best to always sit down in front of somebody. That's what I enjoy the best, is sitting down and just talking and seeing how I can fit golf into their life.
Sure. And do Frank and Mary have friends in Northborough and Shrewsbury? Can their friends join Westborough?
Oh, definitely. We have non-resident rates, which are a little bit more expensive than residents because we always want to take care of Westborough residents first. But they definitely can.
So you'd charge Arthur more than me because he lives in Marlborough.
Oh,
Even
100%.
though I live in Westborough, don't I get credit because excuse me, even because I work in Westborough? I work here. I'm sitting in Westborough right now as we speak in my
I'll leave that up to Jen.
Oh,
Yeah.
But maybe your law firm wants to join, Arthur, as a perk
There
to
you
your
go.
employees.
Well,
maybe,
corporate
maybe our law
membership.
firm, that's a very good point. Maybe our law firm does want to join. That is a very good point. And by the
But,
way, I just want to kind of mention, so
Corporate
Matt, if you could,
leads.
if you can get us your information, by the way, so we'll also have this as part of this show. So if people do want to give you a call or email you,
yeah, we'll add it.
Yeah, we'll add that. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent. So just, Arthur, how are we doing on time? Because I know you're our timekeeper.
We have 4 minutes, and I just wanted to make sure. So Matt and Jen, I always try to leave a few minutes at the end so that Shelby can talk about her day job, because oftentimes there's something going on at the selectman level that we kind of be needing to know about. So that's up to you, Shelby. Is that,
Yeah. So I will take a moment. First, I want to thank Jen and Matt. I encourage Frank and Mary and their friends to stop by, introduce themselves to Matt, take a tour of the golf course, check it out. It's a beauty. It's a beautiful spot, and really encourage you to check it out and see if it's for you. On a related sort of note, the Recreation Department and other departments are bringing forward warrant articles. We do have a town meeting coming up in mid-October. We'll talk about it in more detail at a future show. But the selectmen did just close the warrant last night at our meeting. It's about 22 articles, and they range from zoning to budget adjustments to infrastructure investments. So I hope folks will take a look at the warrant. It will be posted online if it's not already. And we'll talk more about that in the future.
and that meeting is going to be when, Shelby?
October 18th.
October 18th, and and it's at what location?
I'm sorry, it's at the high school, and I think the start time is going to be 6 p.m., but I'll confirm that at a future show.
Great.
It's always
Well,
posted
listen,
on the website.
folks, once again, Shelby keeps bringing people on, and I can't believe that you guys got so much going on, but I never thought we'd be bringing in the town pro. I mean, this is just terrific. So Matt,
Game
really
changer.
good luck with this. And now I may bring myself to get beyond mini golf after all of these years of having avoided playing
Arthur, let's go play.
I'm so bad. I'm definitely not going with Shelby. Let me put it this way. I'm definitely not going with Shelby.
Well,
so
golf is something that you don't have to be good at to enjoy.
That's right.
Well, I'll watch her play. But so thank you so much, Matt. And thank you very much, Jen. And thank you, Shelby, yet once again.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We really appreciate it. We'll make sure we get that information up on the show. And folks, if you haven't seen it, go. You have seen it. If you haven't gone, go. You've seen it a million times. You pay for it. So go meet this guy. See if you want to play a little golf. And we'll see you on the next installment of Frank and Mary here in Westborough. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks.